Giants.
Huh.
Giants. Now, you sent the stuff to the thread where Farhan Zaidi told MLB Network, we're going to be aggressive at the deadline, which to me, it didn't blow me away because I'm like, you know what? This is the Giants' way. If you're in it, you're going to make a move. But watching DeSclafani yesterday throw up all over himself. And the big talk, and we've talked about this all season long, the Giants will hit, although they didn't hit much yesterday. And they didn't hit much this weekend against
this
Baltimore.
weekend wasn't
Baltimore's
great.
a tough team, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, they're
Baltimore,
very good.
And Baltimore's legit. And the way they built their roster, man, it's been coming. And they got some momentum last year by bringing up some of these guys, Rushman and Gunnar Henderson, who didn't play yesterday. They brought those guys up late last year, and they got some momentum. They made a run for the wild card. They bled that into this year and carried that over into this season. And now they're in a battle with the AL East, man. They're right there with Tampa Bay and the Yankees. But the Giants, a lot of people said their starting rotation is the deepest they've seen in years. And
what did you and I say?
I didn't believe it. I just didn't believe it. I thought I was missing something. Well, Sean Manaea hasn't started, really.
I mean, he's
Ross Stripling's hurt.
Rush.
Alex Cobb's been solid. He's been solid.
Alex Cobb's been very good.
Solid.
Alex Cobb's been very good.
Logan Webb is Logan Webb, although he gave up the home run late in the game against Gunnar Henderson Friday, but I thought Logan Webb pitched well.
Yeah, he pitched his what off.
Scafati is inconsistent.
Well,
and so you need some
April.
bars. He had a great April, but
May hasn't been as now it's June, but May wasn't as favorable. But he was great in April. But yes, keep going.
But April doesn't carry over until July.
No.
And now all of a sudden you're starting to get beat up a little bit, and it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter in these cities. The humidity is going to go up. How are you going to be able to last? They need a couple arms. They need Kyle Harrison to come up, and even then,
he's like a four inning guy right now.
I heard Spinotti brought up Shane Bieber, and I heard you bring up Giolito. Shane Bieber's the guy to go get.
You think so?
I love Shane Bieber.
Really?
I love Shane Bieber.
I'm surprised how optimistic you are.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, he's got the year left, and Cleveland's 27-32 right now. Shane Bieber, and this is, you do all this research, you geek out in fantasy baseball. This guy was one of the best pitchers in baseball for a long time. You look at his this is the guy to get. All right, go back to 2019 when he was an All-Star as a 24-year-old pitcher. 3.28 ERA. The whip was all the way down to 1.05. All right, that's legit. 15-8. Next year, lockout year, or excuse me, the pandemic shortened season. 8-1, 1.63 ERA.
If you had 8 wins in that 60-game season, you're pretty special.
1.63 ERA.
Yeah.
All right. Next year, 3.17 ERA, but only pitches 16 games, has an injury. Then last year, he pitches 200 innings, 13-8, 2.88 ERA, and the whip at 1.04. This guy's a strikeout pitcher. He's a ground ball pitcher. He does whatever you need to do. If there's a guy that you go get, this guy could be your ace. That's how good Shane Bieber is. So if there's a chance to get Shane Bieber, you go get him. But I don't know if Jock or Yaz or anything, you may have to give up something to go get this guy. That's a guy I go try to get, and I go give him a contract. He's 28 years old right now. It starts with, can I get Bieber? And if I strike out on Bieber, then I think about everybody else.
Well, he's under team control. That's the key. So, for me, whatever they're going to do at the deadline or leading up to the deadline is about building for the future. It's not just about the current. Yes, trying to win this year, I get it, but it's also about next year. And so, whatever move they make, they can't deplete their cupboard. They're finally feeling good when it comes to the farm system, and it feels like things have turned the corner and lots of guys are doing well. The one area, B, where they do have a lot of depth at the major league level, and it feels like in the farm system, feels like outfield.
Yeah.
Right? You got a lot of outfielders, right?
Right.
So could they package one of the major league guys with a lower end prospect or two from their system to go get someone like that? I don't know. I don't know. Is an Austin Slater, for example, and I know the Austin Slater stands are going to come flying at me because he's such a great pitcher.
Austin Slater has stands?
Oh, you don't know about them?
I don't.
Oh, there are people who said that Austin Slater, because Clayton Kershaw listed him as one of his toughest guys to get out, he's one of the great right-handed hitters against left-handed hitters in the game for the last 3 years. Bro, whatever. He doesn't even start every day, so whatever. His numbers, his splits are fine. They're good, but people overrate him. He made a horrible error yesterday in right field. He made a nice diving play on Saturday in center field.
Yeah, I didn't know he had stands. Austin Slater has stands. I guess anybody could have stand now.
Can we agree that, Haniger has kind of underperformed. I'm hoping he can turn it around. Conforto, the heel injury worries me. Like right now, like that heel, that could be plantar fasciitis, that could be Achilles. Like there's a lot goes on to that. Center field, it's Yaz, it's Brett Wisely, it's like to me, like
Wisely not good in the field yesterday.
I don't think Wisely's good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
not good in the
he's
field.
second base, center field. I don't think he's a very good player. And then you got Austin Slater. Luis Matos, you have to create room for him. Yeah. So that's why I want to see them maybe package one of these veteran outfielders with something from the farm to just move off and open up a spot. Wilmer Flores is another guy who you've been platooning in the DH spot. Jock, who I haven't referenced. Yeah. I don't know if any of these guys have value, but I feel like they're clogging up your roster right now, and I would kind of want to move some of those guys away.
Well, I wouldn't move some guys away. Let's say use Shane Bieber here.
Uh-huh.
You bring in Shane Bieber, has a year left on his deal.
Now Logan Webb and him at the top.
Shane Bieber, Logan Webb, Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, now we're talking.
I mean, we're talking big boy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about that's a legit three-man rotation if you get into the playoffs where it's like, oh, we're deadly. And then you could maybe bring a pitcher in on the back end, a fourth starter somewhere.
Wizen Hunt, who's flying through their system right now, he's got the Bumgarner feel. I know you're going to roll your eyes at me.
I'm not rolling my eyes.
He's getting elevated. He dominated single A. He's going to double A right now. Wizen Hunt, like 20 years old, 21 years old. He looks like he's coming to the big soon.
Now, somebody asked me yesterday, JMC, _1982. I'm a Bonte anti-stat. That's fine. I got a lot of those haters.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, he's just a hater.
Anti-stat.
He loves to hate me. That's why he listens every day.
It's so weird.
No, it's so great. Weird. Actually, great. I embrace haters. If you're a hater, I actually would love to take a selfie with you. I love my haters. People were asking me yesterday, Bumgarner, bring Bumgarner back. Bumgarner. Why would you want to bring Madison Bumgarner back? Did anybody watch Madison Bumgarner pitch the last 2 years?
Well, why is anyone else in Major League Baseball not jumping over themselves?
Told you guys. Nobody wants him. Texas.
I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked.
I'm not shocked. He was awful this year.
Yeah, but Russell
and he's not a good clubhouse guy.
No, that's the bigger thing.
You know?
But there's lots of evidence of guys like, for example, Russ Ortiz, who got bought out of a contract, who was god-awful in Atlanta, all right, for example, who someone would bring in. Like that, there's many, many cases of it. I think, to me, the bigger thing is he doesn't work out on his own, which is a big deal. And then clubhouse fit. People don't want to play with him.
Yep. Nobody.
On top of being garbage.
Nobody.
Yeah, that Zach Buchanan article from The Athletic was very scathing on Bumgarner. That's why no one's touching him with a 10-foot pole, because he refuses to change.
But you can see it, though. He doesn't partake in team activities. He thinks it's beneath him. His act wore thin towards his later years with the Giants. So I'm Bumgarner.
People are really bringing that up to you. I'm a little surprised there.
No, I'm not.
You're not? Because he's so
nostalgic
beloved?
Reasons. People think that Bumgarner can rediscover what he had in 2014 to hell, even 2016. So.
2016 he was really good.
Yep.
I mean, that was a long time ago.
7 years ago.